So, hello, I'm Trisna Ananda, represented from Indonesia, and I'm from Bali. Today, I would like to present the title, which the topics is the Plumerisa, facial spray with antibacterial formulation of Impatiens balsamina and Plumeria acuminata as a Staphylococcus aureus induced acne vulgaris treatment. So puberty is a period of a transition from childhood to adulthood. A child will be said to have experienced puberty if they already have a reproductive ability, such as the maturity of their reproductive organs. A teenager who is going through puberty will continue to experience an increase in several hormones, one of which is increasing of an androgen hormones that can induce the production hormones, sebum and oil from the sebaceous glands. Which the production of sebum oil is not, if it's not balanced by the commensurate expenditure and accumulation of dirt, due to its pollution, there will be accumulation in closed pores, which will trigger the inflammation and can form an acne. Next is the prevalences of the acne sufferers in Indonesia, which range from 80 until 85% in adolescents, with peak incidence which aged 15 until 18 years, 12% in women aged which more than 25 years, and 3% at the age of 35 until 44 years. Which we could see here in the diagram, the most people with who suffers with the acne is mostly from the age of the adolescents, which the percentage is 85%. Okay, which the 79 until 95% of the sufferers were teenagers, with the highest prevalence being in the adolescents who aged 16 until 19 years old. Next, we could see here the diagram of the effect that the sufferers could feel when they suffering from the acne vulgaris, which most of it of the percentage is 46.1%. Most of it are from the effect is show shame and low self-esteem. To overcome the problem of the acne, many teenagers or the people who are suffer from the acne vulgaris tend to choose cosmetic drugs such as benzoyl peroxide, antibiotics, azelaic acids, and retinoids. However, these drugs have side effects in their use as the anti-acne, including antibiotics resistance, irritation, organ damage, and immune hypersensitivity. Next, for the objective, in the water handle leaves, which can act as an antibacterial, so that can inhibit the growth of various types of bacteria by denaturating the proteins and damaging the bacterial cells, and the additional combination of frangipani flowers with flavonoid content, also, which is the flavonoid content, namely quercetin. And flavonoids function as the anti-inflammatory by inhibited the cyclooxygenase and lipooxygenase exogenase enzymes that can provide and that hope for the treatment of inflammation and allergy symptoms. So it can be said that the frangipani flowers can be the right combination with the mother handle leaves or Impatiens balsamina as an antibacterial denaturating proteins. And also, they can damage the bacterial cells Staphylococcus aureus, which is one of the bacteria that causes the acne vulgaris. So here's the materials and the method, and that the method that using in the research is the type of research is using the experimentally laboratory. So here's the data collection. Data collection is using descriptive, qualitative, and quantitative analysis techniques using the correlation analysis. And the data analysis, which is the synthesis process, was carried out by collecting and connecting the problem formulation, research objective, research methods, and the discussion. So here's the procedure. So here's the procedure of the research, which the first step is a sample preparation by extracting the frangipani flower and water handle leaves. The second step is the calculation with the extract yield. The third step is a bacterial media production, and the fourth step is inhibitory zone test. So the yield using all of the yield the percent using this percentage, and for the yield use percent, the higher the yield value, the higher the extract value too. It's describing the criteria which could say that if the extract is in a good terms or not. So here's the parameter of the inhibitory zone test. And we could see here that the center of the inhibitory zone test that is about to measure when we're doing the inhibitory zone test. So after calculating the inhibition formula of Staphylococcus aureus bacteria, the average result of the inhibition is 10.5 millimeters, which after being measured, it is matched into the inhibition response classification table or diagram. It can be concluded that the polymerase spray, which is made from the water handle leaves and frangipani flowers, has a strong inhibitory power, which means that this spray is quite effective in inhibiting the growth of Staphylococcus aureus bacteria. So next, I'm about to explain about the inhibitory mechanisms of flavonoid on the Staphylococcus aureus. Flavonoid in quercetin, which work as an antibacterial through several mechanisms, such as intervening with the cytoplasmic membrane and inhibiting nucleic acid synthesis, energy metabolism, cell wall synthesis, and cell membrane synthesis. The flavonoid compounds in frangipani flowers and water handle leaves are polar parts, so that frangipani flowers extract and water handle leaves more easily penetrate the polar peptidoglycan layer than the lipid layer, which is polar. This may cause the inhibition zone of the extract against Staphylococcus aureus bacteria. The reaction with cell membranes occurs because bioactive components can interfere with and evac the integration of the cytoplasmic membrane and resulting in intercellular leakage, which is causing cell lysis, protein denaturation, and inhibition of the ATPase binding to the cell membrane. In addition, the method used is to inactive the enzyme. This mechanism shows that the work of enzyme will interfere with maintaining the continuity of microbial activity, resulting in enzymes requiring large amounts of energy to maintain the continuity of the activities. As a result, the energy needed for growth is reduced and the activity of the Staphylococcus aureus is inhibited. So here's the conclusion. Polymerase spray is a natural spray made from frangipani flowers and water handle leaves, which is made to inhibit the growth of Staphylococcus aureus bacteria as one of the bacteria which causing the acne vulgaris. After being tested, it was found that polymerase spray can inhibit Staphylococcus aureus bacteria with inhibitory response. Value is 10.5 millimeter, which after being matched with the classification table of the inhibitory zone test, the response could say that it's quite strong, which means the spray is quite effective based on the inhibitory zone test and based on when we match it into the classification table of the inhibitory zone test. That's all my presentation. Thank you for your opportunity and See you later.